There's a mug on your kitchen shelf, one you haven't touched in years. Maybe it used to be theirs, a husband who left, a mother who passed, a child who grew up and moved away. You don't drink from it, you don't clean it. But you don't throw it out either. It just sits there, dusty, out of reach, like a memory frozen in ceramic. Most people would call it harmless, sentimental, just a cup. But what if I told you that cup could be the very thing blocking your life from moving forward? In Feng Shui and spiritual energy practices, anything you keep in your space, especially objects that hold personal history, can hold energy. A mug like that, left untouched for months or years, becomes more than a memory. It becomes an anchor, and sometimes an invitation. When you leave a vessel like that in your home, unused, emotionally charged, and unnoticed, it can act like a still pool of water. Stagnant, heavy, and vulnerable. It doesn't just trap energy, it attracts it, especially the kind you don't want. People who have kept such objects often report patterns they can't explain: restless sleep, a heaviness in the house, a sense of being watched as if something unseen is lingering. Not all haunted things rattle chains. Some sit quietly on a shelf, gathering dust and sorrow. If you've been feeling like your home has changed, like something is off, like your luck has dried up or peace is hard to come by, look again at that cup. Ask yourself, who are you still holding on to? What part of your story is being replayed every time you walk by and pretend not to see it? This isn't just about clutter. It's about energy, about grief, about how the smallest object can become the doorway through which everything else in your life stops flowing. Part 1, the cup that holds on too long. There's always one cup. One object in the house that holds more than it should. You might not notice it at first. It blends in with everything else. Just another mug in the back of the shelf, tucked behind the ones you actually use. It hasn't been moved in years, and yet every time you reach for your favorite coffee mug, your eye catches it. You don't look at it directly, but it's there. Quiet, heavy, like it's waiting. And here's the strange part. You don't even know why you've kept it. Maybe it belonged to someone who isn't around anymore. Maybe it came from a time in your life that's now blurry, a season you no longer live in. But still, you haven't let it go. And whether you believe in energy or not, the truth is this: some objects hold on when we don't. They carry the weight of silence, grief, hesitation. They absorb the things we never said, the feelings we tried to bury. They become, without our awareness, emotional storage units. That mug on your shelf might not just be taking up space. It might be doing something deeper, something far more disruptive. In the principles of energy flow, whether you follow Feng Shui or simply believe in the psychology of space, unused objects can act like emotional dams. They interrupt movement. They hold energy in place, especially if tied to strong memory. And the longer they sit, the heavier they get, not in weight, but in presence. You feel it when you clean the kitchen, but never touch it. When you downsize, but leave that one cup in its corner. When you're drinking coffee from another mug, but find your mind drifting, just for a moment, to a face, a voice, a loss. The cup stays, and so does something else. You might start to notice small shifts, fatigue you can't explain, a strange resistance in your mood, that feeling of being stuck, like life isn't flowing the way it used to. You've decluttered, changed your diet, tried new habits, but something still clings. You don't feel fully present in your own home. That's when you need to ask a deeper question. Is there something in this house that's emotionally louder than I realize? Because the truth is, objects speak, not in words, but in energy. A cup you haven't touched in years, especially one tied to a memory, can become a symbol of what you haven't processed. It can represent someone you lost, or worse, someone you've lost yourself trying to become. It holds not just dust, but a version of you that never moved on. And it doesn't just sit passively. Energy isn't neutral. An unused object, especially a vessel like a cup, starts to gather stillness. And in many intuitive traditions, whether energetic, psychological, or even architectural, that stillness is dangerous because it becomes a magnet. Stagnant objects invite stagnant outcomes. You might see it in repeated patterns, relationships that never grow, finances that dry up, motivation that disappears. You keep wondering why you can't get out of this place, why the same emotions loop back no matter how much inner work you do. And all the while, that mug stays right where it is. Maybe you're keeping it out of guilt. Maybe part of you believes letting it go would be disrespectful. Maybe you think it doesn't matter. After all, it's just a cup. But it's never just a cup. It's the emotion you haven't released, the memory you revisit but don't resolve, the permission you haven't given yourself to finally feel something and let it pass. Some people keep wedding rings in drawers. Some hold on to voicemail recordings. Some, like you, keep cups. And it's time to see it for what it is, not as trash, not as sacred, but as a bridge. One that helped you carry something you weren't ready to put down. And now, maybe it's time. Letting go doesn't always have to be ceremonial. You don't have to weep or say a prayer. Sometimes it's as simple as acknowledging what an object has held for you, and then deciding it's done. You pick it up, feel its weight, recognize the energy it's stored, and you release it. Into the donation box, into the recycling bin, into someone else's hands, but more importantly, out of your emotional space. Because what you remove physically, you often release emotionally. That cup is what's been keeping you stuck, but it's part of what's been letting the stuckness stay. And in this next chapter of your life, you don't need silent permission to move forward. You need space, fresh energy, objects that reflect who you are now, not who you once were or who you lost along the way. So go to your kitchen, find that cup. Ask yourself honestly, why am I still holding on? And listen. The answer might surprise you, or it might be the exact clarity you've needed to begin again. Part 2, shared cups, shared energies. There's a kind of silence that only shared objects hold. A silence that feels soft at first, almost gentle, but it grows heavier with time. A mug, for example, once held between two people. Coffee at 7 a.m. before the day started. Tea during long conversations. Maybe wine, laughter, even tears. In the beginning, it was just a cup. But over time, it became part of a rhythm, a ritual between souls. That object, that cup, started absorbing energy not just from your hands, but from your connection. And when that connection ended, through distance, divorce, death, or silence, the cup stayed. That's when it changed. What once held warmth now holds weight. What once reflected a bond now quietly echoes its absence. You walk past it now. Maybe it's not even in the kitchen anymore. Maybe it's at the back of a cupboard or boxed away in storage. But you know it's there, and somewhere inside, a part of you does not forget. Objects shared in love carry traces of that intimacy. They hold the energy exchanged between people, both the joy and the sorrow. This isn't about superstition. It's about recognition. Emotional residue is real. And the things we once shared with someone close to us become mirrors, often painful ones, when that person is gone. The cup doesn't break when the relationship does. It remains complete and solid, almost mocking in its durability. But you, the one who stayed, carry the fracture. And each time you see that cup, or avoid seeing it, you feel the echo of what no longer is. Some women hold onto these items without realizing how much they're still holding emotionally. You think you've moved on. You've started new routines, maybe even new relationships. But the energy of that shared object remains in the background, like a closed tab on your computer, still draining power. In spiritual energy work, Objects like cups are considered vessels. And a vessel that once carried shared intention, shared affection, becomes especially potent. When kept beyond its time, it becomes a container for the unresolved, the unspoken, the unfinished. So ask yourself, why am I still keeping it? What story does this object still tell that I haven't closed the chapter on? Often, we don't want to let go of the cup because letting go feels like erasing the good parts. The laughter, the small, everyday moments that built something meaningful. We fear that removing the object removes the proof that it mattered. But that's not true. The love was real. The connection, the memory, they don't vanish when the object does. They live in you, they always will. The cup doesn't make the memory real, you do. And when you're ready to release the object, you're not erasing anything. You're acknowledging that you've carried it far enough. In many homes, especially those filled with decades of memories, these silent objects become the unseen furniture of the emotional landscape. A mug from a first apartment, a coffee cup once used every Sunday morning, a chipped teacup that still smells faintly of her perfume. They sit on shelves and in some way they anchor us, but not always in a good way. Because while love once filled that cup, now it holds stillness. And energy, like water, is meant to move. When it doesn't, it becomes heavy, thick, and that heaviness settles into the corners of your life. You may not notice it at first, but over time, it colors your emotional habits. It clouds your clarity. It becomes harder to trust new people, to start new things, to believe in a fresh season. That cup might be a symbol of love lost, but it's also become a barrier to love found. And what if, just what if, that barrier isn't just energetic? What if your body feels it too? You've been more tired lately, more guarded, more unsure about your path. That's not coincidence. Our homes hold our emotional patterns. And the things we keep inside them become part of the script. You may think it's harmless, that one cup, but how many times have you said that about things that turned out to matter more than you expected? This is your life, your space, your energy. You don't have to live surrounded by echoes, not anymore. So here's a small invitation. One day soon, take the cup out, place it on the table, sit across from it like you once sat across from that person, and just breathe. Acknowledge what it held, the memories, the love, the pain. Say thank you for all it was, and then decide. You can keep it, yes, but do so consciously, or you can let it go, donate it, pass it on, release it into the world with peace. Not because it didn't matter, but because it did, and you've honored that. Now it's time to make room for something else. Something that reflects who you are today, not just who you once were with someone else, because you are still here, still growing, still deserving of a home filled not with shadows of what was, but with light for what's next. Part 3, the invisible weight of a cup that attracts spirits. Not everything you feel in a room can be explained by logic. Sometimes it's not the lighting, not the clutter, not the noise. It's something else. A presence, a weight, a kind of stillness that feels too loud. You've probably walked into a space that made your shoulders tense, even though everything looked normal. You've probably sat in your own kitchen and for no clear reason just wanted to leave the room. Maybe it's not your mood. Maybe it's not your hormones. Maybe it's not the weather. Maybe it's the objects around you, especially the ones you've forgotten, but never truly let go. Let's talk about the spiritual weight of neglected objects. In energy-sensitive traditions, unused or abandoned items are never neutral, especially not vessels, things that were meant to hold, receive, contain. Cups, bowls, jars, vases, these are not just things. They are energetic containers, and when they sit untouched, uncleaned, emotionally charged, they become stagnant. But worse, they can start to act like magnets. That forgotten cup on your shelf, it may be holding more than dust. It may be gathering energy you don't want, Sadness, grief, fear, even spiritual debris that doesn't belong to you. This isn't about superstition. It's about energetic hygiene. Just as your body can carry tension from a bad conversation, your home absorbs emotional residue. A space that's filled with memory-rich objects, but never cleaned, cleared, or honored, becomes like a sponge that never dries. It grows mold, it holds shadows, and in that cup, if left long enough, it becomes a place where invisible things gather. You might not believe in ghosts. That's okay. But if you've been living in a space that feels heavier, colder, or more unsettled than before, and you can't explain why, start with what's been ignored. Spiritual weight shows up physically. The kitchen corner you avoid. The layer of dust you can't bring yourself to clean. The object you think about tossing but always hesitate, as if some unseen force is saying, "Not yet." That's not imagination. That's a signal. Your body is far wiser than your logical mind. It knows when something isn't right, even if you don't have words for it. And when something in your home holds an emotional charge, especially grief, regret, or unresolved love, it can become a vessel not just for memory, but for unrest. In spiritual terms, stagnant objects become dwellings. They're not haunted like in horror films, but they create low-frequency environments. These are spaces where sadness lingers, where motivation dries up, where sleep becomes shallow. You light candles, but the light doesn't feel warm. You rearrange the room, but it still feels off. You keep losing things, misplacing thoughts, feeling watched. This is what happens when spiritual energy gets stuck. And a cup, small, simple, unassuming, is one of the easiest places for that to happen. Why? Because it was once alive with intention. It was used. It was part of your daily rituals. It held warmth. It meant something. And now it's been reduced to an object of neglect, a broken rhythm, a ghost of what once was. That's the exact energetic profile that attracts spiritual static. Think of it like leaving the front door open, but not realizing the draft is letting in something more than cold air. You're not inviting spirits in intentionally, but an ignored vessel can become a quiet invitation all the same. So what do? You become intentional again. You acknowledge the object. You bring it out of hiding. You clean it thoroughly with presence, not resentment. You hold it, examine it, and ask yourself what it's still doing here. Is it still serving you? Is it honoring a memory or keeping you stuck in one? And then you choose. You can cleanse it and keep it with new intention. Or you can release it with gratitude and clarity. But whatever you do, don't leave it invisible. Don't let it linger in the shadows, gathering a silence that grows heavier by the week. You are not a storage space for the past. Neither is your home. You deserve to live in a place that feels alive, not haunted. And the energy in your house begins with the objects you allow to stay in it, especially the ones you no longer see. Start small, start with a cup, then watch how the air shifts. Part 4, when it sits in the wealth or health corner. Not all corners in your home are created equal. Some hold more than furniture or appliances. They hold the energy that shapes your finances, your health, your emotional balance. And sometimes, the most innocent object, sitting in just the wrong place, can quietly undo the progress you're trying to make. That old mug you've been ignoring, it might be sitting in a spot that's been draining you without your awareness. In the practice of Feng Shui, every home has energetic zones, areas that correlate to specific parts of your life. There's a space connected to wealth, another to physical health, another to relationships, and so on. You don't need to memorize a floor plan to feel their impact. You know it instinctively. There's the corner where the light always feels warm and motivating. And then there's the corner where plants die, where things pile up, where you never quite feel at ease. That's not random. It's energetic, and it matters. Now think about where that forgotten cup lives. Maybe it's in a high cabinet in the southeast corner of your kitchen. Maybe it's tucked into a drawer in your bedroom near the eastern wall. Maybe it's in your home office, where you've been trying to focus, to create, to rebuild. If it's sitting in any of those spaces, that mug isn't just holding old emotion. It may be blocking the flow of energy through one of the most vital areas of your life. In the Southeast, energy governs abundance and financial flow. It's the part of your home that influences how easily resources come to you and stay. When that area is clean, open, and alive, you often feel inspired. Money feels manageable. Opportunities feel accessible. But when that space is holding stagnant energy, especially from an emotionally loaded object, you might notice patterns of scarcity. Payments delayed, clients backing out, a constant feeling of not enough. Now move to the east. That's the energy center of vitality, your body, your immune system, your ability to heal and restore. When that zone is supported, people often report better sleep, increased motivation, and a sense of calm resilience. But when it's blocked, especially by items that are emotionally charged and unused, you may feel chronically tired, foggy, or weighed down. Illnesses linger, motivation disappears, small injuries take longer to heal. You tell yourself it's age, stress, hormones. But what if it's something in your environment, something you've ignored because it didn't seem big enough to matter? The truth is, the cup doesn't have to be broken or dirty to cause harm. Its damage is subtle. It sits quietly, interrupting flow. Not just the literal air or movement, but the unseen energy that moves through your home and touches everything in it. It's not about superstition, it's about systems. You wouldn't let a clogged sink back up your whole kitchen, but many of us let one stagnant object back up our lives. If you've ever wondered why your best efforts keep hitting invisible resistance, why your budgeting, your health goals, your therapy sessions, your self-work never seem to fully land, it may be time to look at your physical space, not with judgment, with curiosity. What is occupying the most sensitive corners of your home? What story is it telling? What energy is it holding? And perhaps most importantly, why haven't you noticed it before? The reason is simple. We normalize what's familiar. If the cup has been there for years, it becomes part of the scenery. It fades into the background like an unresolved feeling you've carried so long you forget it's there. But your nervous system hasn't forgotten. Neither has your home. So here's what to do: walk slowly through your space. Don't look for mess. Look for what feels heavy. Pay attention to areas that feel dim, cluttered, ignored. See if your body tenses near certain shelves, drawers, corners. Don't be surprised if your gaze lands right back on that cup. When it does, ask yourself, what has this object been sitting on top of? Your wealth, your health, your ability to feel safe and vibrant in your own home. You don't have to throw it out right away, but you do need to make a decision. Either bring it into the light, clean it, reassign it, give it a purpose, or let it go. Let that shelf breathe again. Let energy circulate again. Give your wealth corner, your healing zone, your future the space it needs to move. Because your life doesn't just shift from within. It shifts from where you live. And where that cup sits, if left unattended, might be exactly where your next breakthrough is being held back. Part 5, that cup might be holding your former self hostage. Some objects don't just remind you of someone else. They remind you of yourself, or rather of a version of you that no longer exists. A woman you once were. A role you used to play, a life you no longer live, and sometimes you don't even realize you've been keeping that version of you alive, not in your heart, but in your cupboard, in the form of a cup. It might have been your favorite mug during a specific chapter of life, the one you used every morning before heading out the door. Maybe you held it while rocking a baby to sleep at 3 a.m., or during long, silent afternoons when grief took the shape of routine. It may have traveled with you through marriage, motherhood, caregiving, or loss. Or it might have been yours during a time when you felt powerful, independent, fully in motion, and now you don't feel like her anymore. The cup stays even as your life moves on, but your energy doesn't always move with it. Part of you, maybe the strongest, most loving, or most tired part, is still tethered to who you were when you last used it. And here's the quiet danger. You might be doing the hard work to grow, to change, to step into a new life, while unconsciously holding space for someone who no longer needs to be in your story. That cup can become a symbol of emotional self-captivity, not because it's cursed or haunted, but because it anchors an outdated identity. It says in its stillness, "This is who you were, don't forget." And while remembering can be beautiful, staying there too long becomes limiting. You're no longer the woman who held that cup daily. You've changed, you've aged, you've survived. But part of you is still trying to carry her around through small, sacred things like a chipped mug that once made you feel seen. In the psychology of space, identity gets stored in objects: a wedding dress, a bookshelf, a teacup. These aren't just things, they're reflections of self-image. When you don't actively choose what you keep, you end up living with emotional leftovers, and those leftovers can crowd out the woman you are becoming. If you've been feeling like your current life doesn't quite fit, or like you're stuck between past and future, it might not be your mind. It might be your environment. Every time you open that cupboard and see that cup, a part of you remembers who you used to be. And without realizing it, you start to live her story again. You keep saying yes to what she said yes to. You keep fearing what she feared. You shrink when she would have shrunk, and that's not fair to her or to you. You've earned the right to evolve, to outgrow things, even the ones that once mattered, especially the ones that defined a former version of you. That's what growth is. Not forgetting who you were, but freeing her, letting her rest, allowing her to be honored, not reenacted. So take the cup down, hold it in your hands, not like you used to, but as the person you are now. Breathe into it. Notice how it feels. Ask yourself with gentle honesty, am I keeping this because I need it, or because I'm afraid to let go of who I was when I used it? There's no right answer, only awareness, and from awareness, freedom. You might decide to keep it, washed, repurposed, placed somewhere meaningful. Or you might release it in whatever way feels like closure. But whatever you choose, choose it intentionally. Choose from your present self, not your former one. Because your home should reflect the woman you are now, not just the one you were 5, 10, 20 years ago. And if a small, forgotten cup is still speaking for her, it's time for your voice to speak louder. You are not who you were when you last held that cup. You're wiser, stronger, more whole. Let her go. She's proud of you. Part 6. Unsealed Portals. The cup as an energetic gateway. Most people don't think of a cup as a doorway. It's small, harmless, familiar. It holds coffee, tea, maybe a few drops of water left behind after a hurried rinse. But in the quiet of your home, in the corners you don't clean as often, the shelves you don't look at too closely, a cup can become something else entirely. Not just a container, a threshold. In energy-sensitive practices, an open vessel left unattended is seen as a kind of energetic portal. It may sound dramatic, even strange, but think about it. A cup is made to receive. That's its whole purpose. It holds, it contains. It takes in, but when it's not being used with intention, when it sits in silence, forgotten, still open, it doesn't stop receiving. It just starts collecting what's around it. Dust, energy, emotion, stillness, residue. And depending on where it sits and what memory it holds, it can start to gather more than that. It becomes a passive participant in your space, pulling in everything unresolved. That cup isn't just open, it's unsealed. And unsealed things, doors, wounds, emotions, always let something in. Now you might be thinking, it's just a mug, I've got bigger problems. And yes, you probably do. But sometimes the bigger problems find their roots in the smallest, overlooked places. The tension in your chest that won't go away, the weird dreams, the feeling that something is off even when everything looks fine. You've cleared your inbox. You've organized your closet. You've worked on yourself. But your space is still holding on to something you forgot to close. You see, energy doesn't need your belief to exist. It just needs space. And if there's a vessel in your home that's sitting open, especially in a neglected corner, it can become a resting place for what doesn't belong to you. That includes spiritual residue, emotional echo, and yes, sometimes the kind of presence you can't explain but still feel. That heaviness when you enter a room, the cold air in just one spot, the way the house creaks even when it's still, not haunted necessarily, just unsettled. A forgotten cup can become an energetic leak. You wouldn't leave your front door cracked open every night, especially not with valuables inside. But many of us do just that, on an energetic level, without realizing. We leave doors wide open through the objects we ignore, especially those that once mattered but now just sit, silently absorbing our past. And here's where it gets personal. For women who have lived through multiple lifetimes in one body, motherhood, heartbreak, caregiving, reinvention, your space holds echoes of all the versions you've been. If you're not careful, those echoes start answering for you. They shape your moods, your habits, your sense of possibility. They tell you who you used to be, and if you're not actively choosing otherwise, they make you believe that's all you can still be. That's why something as simple as a cup, left unattended, holding your history, can begin to influence your present. You might not even know it, but your subconscious does, your body does. Your nervous system tightens near certain objects. Your energy drops when you see them. You avoid them without knowing why. But the solution is not fear, it's awareness and boundaries. To seal a portal is not to erase what happened. It's to honor the container and decide what it should hold moving forward. You don't need a ritual or incense or bells. You just need presence. You need to see what you've stopped seeing, to notice what's been left open, to reclaim your space as a reflection of who you are today. So here's your quiet task: find the cup, that one, the one that feels heavier than it should. Pick it up, feel its shape, acknowledge what it once meant, and then choose. Will this stay in your home as something living, useful, clean, and claimed? Or will you close the loop and let it go? Either way, you are sealing something, a story, a chapter, a doorway. And on the other side of that decision is space, stillness. A kind of peace that comes only when nothing old is whispering through the cracks. Final. Sometimes the smallest thing in your home holds the biggest part of your story. That one forgotten cup, tucked behind newer mugs, left untouched on the shelf, is more than ceramic. It's a memory, a weight, a whisper. And maybe, without realizing it, you've been walking past it every day, pretending it doesn't matter. But it does. Not because of what it is, but because of what it still carries. We began this journey by looking at a single object, and we ended up uncovering a map of your emotional life. That cup may have sat quietly, but it held movement that never happened, grief that never spoke, versions of you that never got to say goodbye. It absorbed the silences between words, the energy of people who have left, the feeling of who you used to be but no longer are. It became a container for what you couldn't process, and it stayed. But now you've seen it, you've felt it. And awareness changes everything. There is a shift that happens when we truly see something for the first time, not just with our eyes, but with our heart. When we see not just the object, but the emotional tether behind it. That is when transformation begins, not in grand gestures, but in a quiet choice, to release, to reset, to reclaim. You don't need to explain it to anyone. You don't even need a reason that makes sense to others. If something in your space is holding back your breath, your joy, your light, you have permission to let it go. You've always had that permission, but maybe now you're finally ready to use it. So what happens next? Maybe you walk to that cupboard today. You lift the cup gently. You hold it just long enough to say thank you. Then you decide, maybe it stays, but cleansed, repurposed, made meaningful again. Or maybe it leaves, donated, recycled, released like a sigh you've been holding too long. Either way, something in you is finally free. And in that new space, however small, however quiet, something new can begin. Not a thing, not a person. A feeling, a breath, a return, a home that belongs to the woman you are now. So ask yourself softly, what story is this object still telling in my house? And what story am I finally ready to write in its place? Then listen. Let the silence speak. It knows exactly what to do.